visit. It makes you feel alive. To the fair we go. Come join the fun tonight. Howdy and welcome to Sounds Like Texas. Fairs, festivals, small towns, and sounds of the South. Each week we invite you to join us on a new venture as we roll across Texas. So sit back, kick your boots off, and let's go to the fair.
Hello, and welcome to Sounds Like Texas. My name's Kevin O'Connor. Most of you know me as KO. In just a few minutes, we'll check in with Lori Fries, who's in downtown Nacogdoches for the Nine Flags Festival. Have you ever wondered how the pioneers celebrated Christmas? Well, we'll find out how the early settlers in Texas did at the Nine Flags Festival in Nacogdoches. We'll visit a Civil War battle reenactment, visit a Civil War hospital, enjoy the Texas Fiddlers Association fiddling contest, sit back and relax to big band music. Plus, by popular demand, we'll revisit with Johnny Lee in an interview recorded earlier this year at the Texas Mosquito Festival. There's no place like Nine Flags Festival in Nacogdoches for the holidays. Known as the birthplace of Texas, plus Texas' oldest town, Nacogdoches comes alive for 2 weekends in November and December. The theme of this festival centers around the 9 flags that have flown over the historic city of Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches is located just a couple hours northeast of Houston in the Texas Piney Woods. For more information on this incredible festival, Lori caught up with one of the event coordinators. Lori?
We're here with Melissa Sanford. She is event coordinator for Nine Flags Festival.
Yes,
is this right? That's a big
correct.
deal.
That is a huge deal.
So what does that entail?
Well, it entails almost everything. I mean, putting the vendors together, making sure everybody gets here on time. But our major ordeal is the Nine Flags Christmas Parade,
right?
Which is tonight. Which is I'm headed over there right now to get all of our floats lined up and ready to go. So it's a really big deal.
That's exciting.
Yes.
From what I understand, it gets bigger and bigger every year.
Every year. Last year we had about 70 entries in the parade. This year we have 100. So we're growing every year. So it's getting really big.
And there's a special guest that closes out the big parade every year.
Santa Claus makes a special appearance at the Nine Flags Festival every year. He ends our parade out, and I think it's probably his first appearance of the Christmas season.
Oh, that's fabulous. You gotta love it. He's right here in Nacogdoches.
That's right. Nacogdoches is first.
That's perfect. Sounds like a good place to start to me.
That's right.
So what else goes on around here?
Well, we have, like I said, our vendors,
painting, everything.
Face painting, children's activities, food, lots of good food, funnel cakes, anything you want. We have some really good entertainment, cloggers, just really good live entertainment this afternoon.
That's great.
Almost anything you could think of, we've got going on.
All weekend?
All weekend long. Well, today, the rest of the day tonight, and then, of course, we do this annually. It's the first weekend of December every year. So if you missed it this year, come out next year.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah. Melissa, thank you so much. I know you're in a hurry, so I'll let you get to the parade.
Thank you very much.
Your trouble. Take care.
No problem.
One of the most popular events at the festival is the Jingle Bells 5K Run. And somehow, Lori managed to catch up with him.
The Jingle Bell Run is part of the Nine Flags Festival.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. Now, how far is the run?
It's a 5K, which is a little over 3 miles.
Okay. And how many people participated this morning?
About 85.
And apparently you won something.
I won first place.
That's great.
For somebody who's 65 years old. And I came in first, and of course there was only one person who ran.
So that's how you came in first.
And what's really embarrassing is when you get third place and there are only 2 people running.
Well, Mr. Wallace, great meeting you. Congratulations on your win. This is fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried to take this to the bank to collateralize it, but they wouldn't do it.
They just wouldn't take it. It means something to you, and that's it.
That's it.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Thank you.
Okay, Lori. Now, the next year, I want to see you running that 5K run. Coming back in just a minute, we're going to war. A big part of the Nine Flags Festival is a Civil War reenactment and a Civil War hospital, sponsored by the Daughters of the American Revolution. Lori?
Patty Greer, and your title is Regent
of the Nacogdoches chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution.
How did you get involved in this?
Well, my ancestors fought for the freedom of our country, and I think it's my obligation to carry on what they started: patriotism, education, history, and that's what we do in our chapter.
So tell us a little bit about the hospital reenactment you're doing today.
The old university building was a hospital during the Civil War, and they're going to do have it set up looking like that, looking like a hospital. And then the ladies of the Daughters of the Confederacy are going to serve tea.
I have to admit, as a history buff, I was a little skeptical about the Civil War reenactment. But man, it was so historically accurate, and those cannons, just amazing. I've always wanted to do this. A horse is a horse, of course. Not you, Lori, what's going on?
Okay, so we have Paco and Dyson, and we know what Paco's job is. But Dyson, tell me about your part of the reenactment.
Well, today I actually acted as the commander, and so my job was to try to use my small forces to prevent the capture by the federal forces of the wagon, and ultimately to push them totally off the field or kill them all.
Right on. So how did you get involved in this?
I used to work as a paramedic, and one of the escapes from that line of work was just I got involved in reenacting. Always been interested in history, and a friend of mine drugged me to an event, and then I couldn't get to enough of them.
How long has this been going on? How many years?
Oh, actually, reenacting goes all the way back to the Greeks.
This particular one?
But this one is the first year they've done this out here.
Oh, really?
So
that's a big deal.
So we hope next year that if they want to do it again, that we can get some more people out here and have a little bit more fun.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank y'all for coming out.
This is great. Thanks for letting me write Paco.
Oh, no problem.
I really thank you, actually.
The Nine Flags Festival is also host to a national championship, the Texas Fiddlers Association National Championship.
I am here today with the president of the Texas Old Time Fiddlers Association, Charles Garner, and Stacy Dodd on the board of directors.
Yes.
All right. Tell me about this association. This is really wonderful. Amazing music.
Well, the association is dedicated to the preservation and perpetuation of traditional old-time fiddling, and we do this through the contest as well as jam sessions and other media outlets, and have fun.
And it is tons of fun.
It is fun. It is indeed.
In the middle of the hotel, people are stopping and playing, and completely separate from the competitions that are going on. Stacy, how did you get involved?
I started playing fiddle right after I got out of college, and my dad gave me a fiddle and said, "Here, try it." And so there's a contest held in Athens, Texas. It's been going on since 1920, maybe.
Wow.
And so I went to my first one there, and just been going ever since.
Have you won?
Sure.
Tell me about your awards.
Now and then. Well, there's a lot of talented people, so it's really hard to win. There's people that have won, like, Grammys, and professional people that do nothing but this for a living. So winning is quite an accomplishment.
It's a huge deal. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's absolutely wonderful. And what is going on here today?
This is our state convention.
This is
the annual state convention.
Okay.
It's the biggest one all year.
This is the one that everybody hopes to get to.
This is the culmination of some 25 or 20 contests in the state, and this is our annual blowout.
And we have over $10,000.
We have about $10,000 in prize money.
Great.
So everybody's buying.
A big deal. And how many different age categories are there?
There are 1, 2, 3. Open division, no age restriction. Then seniors, and then youngsters.
Is it separated male and female?
No segregation by gender.
Just not that lucky. Everybody's fingers are able and working.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. So what is if you could tell everybody one thing that just is your huge passion with fiddling, what would it be? What got you into this?
The tradition. It has roots that go way back, and then the expectation for the future to preserve this form of of musical expression.
So the heritage, you say?
The heritage.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is
you.
great.
Thank you.
That's what I call fiddling around. And for $10,000, I'm going to start practicing here in just a minute. Speaking of just a minute, in just a minute we'll meet with Tom Houston and hear some music from the big band era. (1984) it was Band Aid. 1934 it was Band Off. Big bands, Glenn Miller. Lori caught up with Tom Houston. Lori?
So Tom Houston.
Yes.
And the Dixieland Band.
Yes.
This is a huge band.
Well, my Dixieland band is 6 people.
Okay.
We're called the Dixielanders.
All right.
Kind of appropriate. And we play for some private parties. We played downtown a lot during Music at Noon. The Music at Noon series here in Nacogdoches in the spring and in the fall. There's a lot of things happening in Nacogdoches, and a lot of people, aren't really aware of it. But there's something going on in this town. Every week, almost every night, we have live theater. We have all the wonderful music events at the university. There's something happening at the clubs here in town.
And this weekend, it's the Nine Flags Festival?
Yes, which has grown, and the people who are behind it, they just work so hard. In fact, it's unbelievable how long the Christmas parade is. It's gotten longer every year. And last year, I'd just gotten in from out of town, and I don't live too far from where it starts and where it ends. And I couldn't believe all the bands and the floats and the things in the parade that went by. And it's supposed to be even longer this year.
So you said earlier that your band is normally 6 people, but for this, it's going to be 16.
I have a 16-piece big band, and we play dances all over tri-state area. We've done 2. We were in the Gulf twice on big band cruises.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. I had no problem getting guys to go on those cruises.
I can imagine not. Hello, free cruise, and all you have to do is play your music, which is obviously what they enjoy anyway.
That's right.
So tell me, you had a big band off, if you will, Battle of the Bands with Glenn Miller's band?
Yes, this was about 7 or 8 years ago. It was at the JW Marriott in Houston, and we started first. We played an hour, they play an hour. They play an hour, and we
back and forth.
They ended, and Larry O'Brien, a friend of mine, is the leader of the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
5 hours this happened.
It was wonderful, and the place was packed.
That's great.
Packed.
That's wonderful. And then Ed Gerlach.
Now, he's a very good friend of mine, and I respect him utmost. He's what I think of as a big band leader. He's been doing a long time. He's a fine gentleman. I couldn't say enough good things about Ed Gerlach.
And how did you get to know him?
One summer we moved to Houston so I could look into the music scene in Houston, and we went to Beer Paredes, and he was playing there.
Great place!
I know, I love it. And he was playing there, I think on Monday nights.
Harry Shepard plays there now.
I've met Harry Shepard.
Love him.
He's a great musician. There are a lot of great musicians in Houston, and I've used a lot of them in my band. In fact, we play at the Chandelier Ballroom at least twice a year, and oftentimes I'll use some of the musicians from Houston who have played with me before.
That's great.
Because I have a very eclectic book with my big band. I can play anything from the swing era to blues to country to rock to Latin, which we have to at the Chandelier because it's ballroom dancing.
That's wonderful.
But here tonight, we're playing strictly Dixieland music with my 6-piece group, and we're playing 2 things that we've just recently got in our library, and they're very historical. One is West End Blues. It was removed from a recording and copied down. It's a historical piece, and that Louis Armstrong played in this band, and he did some things on trumpet that had not been done, that was not done until the bebop era. And then we're doing a piece called Black Bottom Stomp, which was written by another a New Orleans musician, a great piano player, Jelly Roll Morton. And It's phenomenal music. Dixieland is fun music.
Tom, thank you so much. It has been absolutely wonderful chatting with you.
It's my pleasure, and I hope you enjoy your stay in our wonderful town.
I can't wait to hear your band.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, he's amazing, and the stories he tells. Now let's hear one of his songs. By popular demand, looking for love in all the wrong places. The original urban cowboy, Johnny Lee, is next. There's almost nothing more Texan than mosquitoes, except for maybe Johnny Lee. We got so many emails requesting a rebroadcast. Here you go. Johnny Lee, the original urban cowboy.
Picking up strangers, let me tell you that's Thank you. Do what I do, and I love what I do, and I'm very fortunate that radio is still playing my stuff. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I love to do and still do it, you know. Besides, I've cleaned my act up, so I have a whole lot more fun now. Texas song. There's a gallows in Texas. I'm going home to see the other men to build her. Her heart belongs to me. And I've just been on the road. I've been out in California. I've been in Phoenix, a lot of Indian casinos. Up in Jackpot, Nevada. I'm flying to Pennsylvania this week. Do a thing with John Daly and 84 Lumber, a concert and a golf tournament, and come back to Tumbleweed, Texas, and go to Rochester, New York, and then to Louisiana and Georgia, back to Texas and Oklahoma again, and then in September up in Wisconsin. And I think I'm booked all the way up till the middle of October. I'm doing another thing with John Daly and Hootie and the Blowfish.
Sounds like love to me.
Hey, Chill Buddy KO, that just about wraps it up for this week for Lori Freeze and all the gang in Nacogdoches and the Nine Flags Festival. Let's leave on a Texas-style note and Mike Black and the Sounds Like Texas Band. Guys?
Mistletoe hanging over your head, you better watch out or you might get kissed. Holly is green and the berries are red, mistletoe hanging over your head. It's Christmas time in a Texas town, there ain't no snow and the grass is brown. Kin folks come from miles around, it's Christmas time in a Texas town. Tamales on Christmas Eve, here comes Santa for you and me. Smiling faces all around, it's Christmas time in a Texas town. It's Christmas time in a Texas town, there ain't no snow and the grass is brown. Kin folks come from miles around, it's Christmas time in a Texas town.